Coming up on First at 4, the cleanup continues in Martin County after the flooding nearly 2 weeks ago. And teachers are at the state capitol again today, protesting 2 bills moving through the legislature.
And those snow chances return for Eastern Kentucky. Our new call for snowfall now on First at 4.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a round of snow before a weekend warm-up. Some of you could wake up to an inch or more of snow on the ground. We've declared a severe weather alert day, and Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery has our first look at the forecast. Andrew?
Yeah, Steve, I think this is going to be a mainly concentrated event to the north, and of course for those areas really Bradford County northward, the Mountain Parkway, Interstate 64, going to be something we watch. Of course, you'll notice right now cloud cover zooming by over the past couple of hours, and it's all ahead of this system. If you're down in southern Kentucky, I think rain's going to ruin it, and that warm air is going to work in a little too quick for you, but we'll keep an eye on it because you never know, you could see a light dusting before those temperatures certainly do return. Now, pinpoint Doppler looks like stuff's falling right now, a lot of this not reaching the ground, and the reason why is the drier air just above the surface is allowing whatever falls to quickly evaporate. In fact, we don't see it reaching the ground yet, and we probably won't see it until later tonight when more moisture certainly works in. Now, when you look north of Lexington, some snow coming down there, but for us, we are still dry at this time. Temperatures, they're at 36 in Jackson, 37 in Moorhead, and those upper 30s, they continue in Pikeville and in Prestonsburg. You'll notice the 40s already in that warm sector for the Cumberland Valley. Of course, here's the snow forecast for tonight. Temperatures dropping before quickly increasing. We'll go 1 to 2 inches up to the north with flakes to a dusting for many in the Kentucky River Valley. And of course, Steve, down in southern Kentucky, I think a few snowflakes before rain completely takes over. Of course, we'll have a full look at this hour by hour coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, thank you, Andrew. The cleanup continues in Martin County following the disastrous flooding last week. Many homes were flooded by not inches, but feet of water. WYMT's Connor James joins us now from the newsroom with more. Connor?
Steve, it's been more than a week and a half since that flooding. Now the waters have gone down and cleanup is beginning. Volunteers with the Christian Appalachian Project have been in the area assessing damages and helping clean up inside this home. Inside it, there was more than 5 feet of water in the basements. Students from out of state came and helped volunteer.
We kind of diverted them to the floods that happened a week and a half ago. And they are here to muck out, basically, do gutting in the home. Several families here in Tomahawk got flooded.
Now, Steve, some of the first things that needed to be done was to remove the drywall and insulation around the house before it started to rot. I'll have much more on those cleanup efforts coming up at 6.
All right, Connor, thank you. The murder trial of a man accused of killing a former Everett's mayor started this morning. Shelby Shell is accused of murdering former Everett's mayor Ronnie King and setting his house on fire in 2013. Police say King's body was found after the fire was put out. Jury selection for the trial started at 9 this morning in the Farmer Helton Judicial Center in Pineville. After a break around noon, those left in the remaining pool were asked to come back at 2:30 when the jurors were finally selected. Evidence will be presented beginning Monday morning at 10:30. Police say a sheriff's deputy is in critical condition and a woman suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound in a shooting at a northern Illinois hotel this morning. The suspect in the shooting is 39-year-old Floyd E. Brown. Police say after the shooting at the Rockford Hotel, Brown ran from police. He later crashed his car on an interstate. At last check, state police were trying to negotiate with him. The deputy that was injured was assigned to a fugitive task force and was attempting to serve a warrant on Brown. There are some reports late this afternoon that that deputy may be dead. We haven't independently confirmed that yet. Now, an arrest warrant was issued for Brown on an attempted murder charge. The Colorado man serving life in prison for killing his pregnant wife and 2 young daughters told police in detail how he carried out the murders. A warning for viewers, these details may be disturbing. Convicted killer Chris Watts says he flew into a fit of rage and snapped when his wife threatened to take away his daughters. Watts says he strangled his wife in bed and the assault woke up his daughters. He then put his wife's body in his pickup truck and brought his two daughters to an oil field last August. Watts killed 3-year-old Celeste first by suffocating her with a blanket as Bella watched. This is what he told police what happened next.
He said exactly the same thing that happened to me, Cece, and then I said, I don't even remember what I said.
Watts will spend the rest of his life in prison. A hearing looking into sexual assaults in the military ended up with one survivor more than was originally planned. One of the senators on the panel. Arizona Senator Martha McSally stunned the room yesterday during the hearing when she called herself a survivor. McSally, who was the first female fighter pilot to fly in combat, sat down with CBS This Morning's Nora O'Donnell and says she's going public now to help others who are in similar situations.
Don't let your assaulter rob you of your future. Don't do it. I hope it helps inspire others to get through their own dark times.
The Air Force has apologized, issuing a statement saying, "We are appalled and deeply sorry for what Senator McSally experienced, and we stand behind her and all victims of sexual assault. We are steadfast in our commitment to eliminate this reprehensible behavior and breach of trust in our ranks." President Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen is suing the Trump Organization. Cohen says company reps broke a contract for failing to pay him for his former work as an attorney. He says examples of his work for the Trump Organization include recent congressional hearings where he testified about doing business for and with Trump. Cohen also cites the $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels that was given to her as hush money. Cohen is asking for a trial and compensatory damages and all related expenses. The American Civil Liberties Union wants a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee off public grounds in Virginia. The organization sent a letter to Governor Ralph Northam asking for it to be removed from Monument Avenue. That is a road in Richmond that is lined with several monuments from the Civil War era. The request comes as the state is seeking to replace emergency regulations with permanent rules like banning guns and reducing crowd size from 5,000 to 500. The ACLU says these regulations may be unconstitutional and would not be necessary if the Lee Monument was not there. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Thursday afternoon. The Dow closes down today more than 200 points. Teachers are once again rallying at the state capitol to protest two bills moving through the House. Jefferson, Oldham, Bullitt, and Meade County schools are all closed today as hundreds of teachers called in sick to go to Frankfort. Hillary Thornton has the latest.
Well, for the second day in a row, the state's largest school district is closed today as teachers fill the Capitol here in Frankfort, keeping a close eye on several education-related bills. The House gaveling in earlier today with a heavy orders of the day. Dozens of bills potentially up for a floor vote. Among those was House Bill 525. If passed, it would reorganize the nominating and election process for the Teachers Retirement System Board. Many teachers are not for the change, saying their process has worked for decades and doesn't need fixed. Lawmakers behind the legislation say they're seeking to give equal opportunity to all teacher groups because currently one group controls 7 of the 11 seats. The House did recently finish for the day without taking up that particular bill. This is the second day in a row that Jefferson County Public Schools are canceled due to teacher shortages. Many are here at the Capitol. A few other districts in that area of the state also calling off for the day. Teachers advocating for adequate funding for public schools and for the retirement board to be left alone.
It's ridiculous, like we're always being attacked. It's just frustrating. We would much rather be in our classroom with our kids today than be here in Frankfort.
And I asked Governor Matt Bevin if he had any reaction to school districts closing today. You'll hear from him coming up at 5. For now at the state capitol, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The session is almost over. After today, there are only 4 working days left. The regular session is scheduled to end on March 28th. Straight ahead on First at 4, just days after his explosive interview with CBS News, R. Kelly is back in jail.
And rain and snow chances are expected to work in tonight. We'll have the details in 3 minutes.
Catch all the high school and college action during sports overtime on Friday and Saturday nights on WYMT. Heroes and Icons at WYMT.com. Sponsored by Appalachian Wireless.
Breathe easier with ARH Home Care Store oxygen and home medical equipment. Our stores are conveniently located throughout southeastern Kentucky, plus you get after-hours and weekend service through your local ARH hospital. Comprehensive and convenient. ARH, taking care of you at home.
Class, what's the most important thing that Eastern Kentucky has to offer?
No!
No?
What is it? What's the most important thing that Eastern Kentucky has to offer?
It's you.
Me?
Yes, you. You are our future.
Kentucky River Community Care knows our children can make a difference. That's why we offer services for children of all ages in all 8 counties of the Kentucky River region, because children are the future of Eastern Kentucky.
If you can picture yourself in a better job, there are over 80,000 openings in Kentucky right now. And with the new Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition free. Good at any of the 16 colleges of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System, this scholarship offers 100% free tuition for classes that can prepare you for a great job in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and more in as little as 13 weeks. Get started today at WorkReadyKentucky.com.
There were days when the winter weather made it difficult to go out shopping. So Big Sandy's making up for lost time with a Snow Emergency 2020 sale. Now held over. Up to an additional 20% off our already low sale prices. Up to 20 months, same as cash with no money down. And doorbusters throughout the store. Like this sofa for $5.99 and the matching love seats free. Ashley 5-piece queen bedroom, $4.99. Final weekend ends Tuesday.
Big Sandy Superstore. Experience better.
Get the last roof you will ever buy at Taylor Metal Roofing and Siding, Jenkins and Prestonsburg.
We got all kinds of pretty colors.
Number 1, Galvalume Metal in 16 colors to choose from.
We'll bring it right to you.
We deliver all over the region and other states.
It'll last you forever.
Enduring the harsh weather of wind, hail, snow, and ice.